You're lying awake at 3 a.m. replaying a conversation that happened 6 months ago. Your mind loops. It won't stop. You've analyzed every word they said. You've rewritten what you should have said. You've imagined all the ways they might be judging you. And none of it matters because they're asleep. They're not thinking about you at all, but your mind won't let it go. This is rumination. And if you're watching this, it probably feels permanent. Here's what nobody tells you. Rumination isn't a character flaw. It's not laziness. It's not even laziness disguised as overthinking. It's something much more specific. Your brain has made a mistake about what belongs to you. You feel responsible for things you don't control. You're convinced it's your job to figure out what they think. Your job to predict what they'll do. Your job to prevent a future that hasn't happened. And because you can't control those things, because they're impossible, your mind just keeps trying. Looping, grinding, never landing. This is exhausting. Most people think the solution is willpower. Try harder not to think about it. Stop ruminating, but that never works. You can't force your brain to stop believing something is your responsibility when it genuinely feels that way. Here's where the Stoics enter. 2,000 years ago, a man named Epictetus was enslaved. His master twisted his leg. Epictetus said calmly, "You will break it." His master broke it. Epictetus said, "I told you so." He was tortured. He was owned. He had almost nothing. But he taught something radical. Some things are within your control. Others are not. Not some of the time. Always, categorically. Within your control, your judgments, your responses, your effort, your intention, how you interpret what happens. Whether you take responsibility for something outside your control, what people think, what they do, the outcome of your actions, the future, other people's words, other people's emotions about you. Most people hear this and think, okay, cool philosophy. But they miss the psychological hammer underneath. Here's the part that changes everything. You are ruminating because you have claimed ownership of something you don't own. You've taken responsibility for their thoughts, for their judgment of you, for their future actions, for the outcome of a conversation that is now in the past. You own none of these things. And your brain knows this. Deep down, your nervous system knows this is an impossible job. So it keeps trying and trying and trying. Because it's trying to solve a problem that can't be solved, because it was never your problem to solve. This is specifically about you. Right now, that conversation you replayed last night, you don't own how they interpret it. You don't own whether they forgive you. You don't own whether they think about it ever again. You own exactly one thing: the fact that you showed up, that you spoke, that you made the effort. You own the intention. You own the action. You own nothing after that. The moment you truly accept this, not intellectually, but in your nervous system, the rumination stops. Not because you forced it, but because you stop trying to solve an unsolvable problem. Your brain stops looping when you stop claiming ownership. So here's what you do today, right now, actually. Think of something you're ruminating on, something you've replayed. Really feel it. Notice what part of it you're trying to control. Is it what they think? Is it how they'll react? Is it the future consequence? Now ask yourself, do I actually own this? Can I control whether they forgive me? Can I control how they interpret my words? Can I control what they do next? The answer is no, you don't. You can't. You never could. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." He didn't mean your thoughts. He meant your judgments about those thoughts. He meant whether you accept the false responsibility your brain is offering you. You have the power to say, "This is not mine. This was never mine. I did what I could do." That's where my ownership ends. The moment you draw that boundary, the moment you stop owning what isn't yours, something shifts, not in the external world, in you, in your nervous system, in the part of you that was exhausted from trying to solve the impossible. Rumination isn't a thought problem. It's an ownership problem, and you can solve it in a single sentence: I own my action. I don't own their reaction. That's the dichotomy. That's the shift. That's the practice. You've been lying awake trying to carry something that was never meant for you. The Stoics knew this, and they knew the antidote isn't more effort. It's clarity about what's yours. So tonight, when your mind tries to loop, when it tries to convince you that you need to figure out what they think, what they'll do, what they'll say, you already know what to do. Remember, they're asleep. And your job isn't to predict their mind. Your job ended when you spoke your truth. Everything after that is their ownership, not yours. You own one thing: how you show up next time. That's all. That's everything. That's enough. The loudest part of your mind is usually the most afraid. If something in you just shifted, you already know what to do. If this named something you've been carrying, subscribe. New wisdom every day.